Alright. It's been almost a month. Sorry about that. Yeah. Been a long time. Last time I was up, it was a month ago. I was in Montreal celebrating Formula One stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a movie set. Might be a film commercial. I think it's a car commercial of some sort. I'm not sure. I know it's super annoying. Oh, I have no idea. I was just looking. Anyways, yeah, they were doing something with a gimbal on a car, chasing a car. I don't know. And then, of course, I was listening to the... See, that's the thing. Like, I work as a machinist, so, like... I mean, I'm not working on the show. Like, if I was ever working on a show, I would never film a movie set, right? Because that'd be super unprofessional if I was on the show and filmed it, right? But, I don't know, I'm just a tourist walking around. So, if I happen to catch something, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, look at all the pretty lights. My God. How's everyone doing tonight? Sorry, a bit of it. So I ended up arriving yesterday, and I just spent the day with friends from Winnipeg. So I thought it'd be weird if I, like, I don't know, streamed with them. Yeah, I don't know. So now I'm just walking around. Not a whole lot going on because it's a Monday night. Tomorrow I'll go to the CN Tower and check it out since I'm here. I kind of want to ask that person up there what's some cool shit to do, but it's like, I don't know, I feel weird. There's some guys. I'll approach some guys over there. I always feel weird about approaching a female in the middle of the night downtown in a city. But, yeah. Oh, it's funny. Right before I streamed, I saw some French from France people. Because I heard them speaking French. I was like, oh, you guys from Quebec? I asked in French. I was like, vous êtes du Quebec? I think that's how you ask. Are you from Quebec? And they're like, no, we're from France. I was like, oh, cool. And then I was saying, like, oh, Manitoba is kind of like a French province, and I know a little bit of French, so I spoke a little bit, practice. I really wish I knew more than I do now, but yeah. I've been living in Quebec a year and a half. Not fully fluent, not even close. I get better every day. But yeah. Okay, embarrassingly, I have to tie my shoe. This is embarrassing. Sorry. Just tying my shoe right now, though. Ooh. Hey, salut. Sorry to bug you guys. I'm not from here. Do you have any recommendations of where to go as a tourist?
This was the train. You're gonna go to Eaton.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Cool. So I'm going to the Eaton Center. Yeah, I think. So yeah, I don't know. So I guess this is 3 cities I've streamed in now. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah. So I've done Ottawa, Montreal, and now Toronto. Look at me go. I mean, I don't know if anyone was here in the days of Ottawa. That was quite fun. I feel like a dude missing high school. How I constantly talk about it. It was a little bit more surreal doing that. Felt like the world really came together. Or I felt like me going there was like, for one, I spent the last 2 years in a very French environment, in a place where I can't be a part of group conversations because I don't speak fluent French. and I only do one-on-one conversations. So, hello.
Hi.
You guys are a very cute couple. So because of that, like going there for one, like, and then coming, like, just being the pandemic, and in Quebec there was a big curfew. Like, it was hard, like, just not seeing very many people. And I think I am a bit of an extrovert, even though it's weird. I can be socially anxious, but I do really like talking to people. I think one-on-one, like, I realize that I kind of hate parties. And people think I'm weird because they're like, oh, you don't say goodbye to people when you leave. It's like, no, I don't. I just do the Irish goodbye and I fucking leave. Like, I don't know. I don't like saying goodbye because then the whole room looks at you. It's funny because I used to do stand-up comedy and I could do that. I could go up on stage and make jokes or bomb like crazy. Only a couple times. That's only ever happened a couple times. But I could do that. But I found, like, I think I am socially anxious, but like I do get a lot of energy from people. So being in those crowds at Ottawa, like, I got a lot of energy from being there, and it was super fun. And like, of course, like being in an English city for the first time in 2 years, being an Anglophone and not knowing a lot of French, like, it was like so much relief all at once. And then also like being by people that didn't like the government overreach and felt crazy because, oh, okay. So I feel that Toronto versus Montreal. Montreal is like a little bit more artsy. I don't know. I was explaining to my friends from Winnipeg. I was like, the way I would describe Montreal versus here, I feel like there's more. But I was here on a Monday, not on the weekend. Like, and I don't know. I just feel like there's more people walking around with tattoos and purple hair, and it's more artsy and more of like a grungy artsy feel of like all the people there. And there's lots of sophisticated people too, but I just felt like there was way more art in Montreal, or at least more like street art and stuff and wall art. I'm probably just not describing this very well. I would say Toronto feels a little bit more clean cut and corporate, while Montreal feels more vintage, I guess. How's everyone doing? Yeah, sorry, this won't be the most exciting stream ever. I'm just walking around. If you guys want to keep company with me and chat and like my video and blah, 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 blah. Those things are cool. Man, those are huge banks. It's kind of weird, the banks, that's BMO and Toronto Dominion. And yeah, they're both like full of glass and open, and you can see everything that's going on. That's crazy. How do you... I wouldn't say I'm like super car guy, kind of a car guy. I wouldn't say I'm like the most knowledgeable about cars, but I know some stuff. I don't know. Like, I think cars are cool and interesting, but can I name every model of every car? No. I did kind of. I had like a weird. I don't know. I kind of like going to certain types of car shows, but like at the same time, I felt car shows were also really boring. You know what I mean? Like, I found it interesting but boring at the same time. They're painting some streets here. Hello. Oh, they're like, I think they're marking the streets to dig something up. Not sure. Oh, sorry. Well, that seems pretty over there, so I'm going there. Oh, sorry, man. I don't have any. Sorry. I'm really sorry, though. If I did, I would. Yeah, yeah, okay, so if I were to point out something, like the first, like, I wasn't even in Toronto yet. I was in, like, Markham, which is, like, an outskirt of it. And, yeah, I would just say, like, I feel like in Quebec, people hide their wealth more, while, like, I feel in Toronto, people flaunt what they got more. And, like, it's definitely, yeah, I saw, like, tons of, not supercars, but, like, just, like, Corvettes and Mustangs and more stuff like that. Jesus. So, yeah. It's pretty here, though, that's for sure. Let's... Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty here, that's for sure. Down there. So they have that in Montreal, what they call it Bixby, which is a little bit more catchy than Bike Share Toronto, I find, anyways. So, yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? What's everyone up to? And where are you guys from? Feel free to share. Get the chat rolling. Yeah. Anyways. Well, sorry. Oh, that's cool. No, I really kind of want to move out west soon, like in the next couple of years. Like, I think I want to make a pit stop in Manitoba for a year, get myself a little bit more collected, and go out there and buy somewhere, you know? But I don't know, I was thinking about moving to Toronto. I'm here for a week to check out work here. Yeah, I don't know, see how things go. No, but I think I do like the mountains and prairies quite a bit, and like somewhere around western Alberta I would like, maybe like Banff. I feel like I would really like Banff. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Scott. Fuck that guy. I still think I'm like low-key shadow banned on YouTube because I have like quite a bit of subscribers, and my live streams get like 10 people. And most people that I talk to that are subscribed to me, they're like, yeah, like I literally never get a notification when you go online. It's like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Got a little too political like a couple months ago, so guess yeah, well, I work in cinema as a machino, or as a grip. It's called machino in Quebec. But yeah, like, and plus I have my class 1, so I feel like no matter where I go, I'll be pretty okay. So sure, there's lots of class 1 jobs out there. Actually, I find like living in Quebec, me not really being that fluent in French. I can work in cinema, and that's about it. And even in cinema, I'm pretty limited because it's like, yeah, like I can only, I can only do so much. I actually like couldn't work at McDonald's in Quebec because they have language laws there prohibiting people that are not fluent in French from working in customer service jobs. So it's weird living somewhere where you couldn't even work at McDonald's. But I don't know. But I've like the two industries I've worked in Quebec were in Winnipeg and Manitoba. I worked mostly in construction and film, so I did those two exact same things. So in Quebec, it was like 100 times harder because I don't really speak a lot of French. I'm practicing every day. I'll admit though, like some people there are very encouraging and help me a lot, but some people throw it in my face and just say obviously I'm not trying hard enough. They're like, well, I learned English in a year. It's like, yeah, well, you learned English in a year because you grow up watching American TV shows. I didn't grow up watching French and TV shows and listening to French music. Everyone in Quebec, I find, listens to American TV and music, so then they, once they start trying, it's already in the back of their head, and then they get it in a year. While, when you're starting from scratch, and anyone I talk to is like, well, anyone I talk to that's fully bilingual, they're like, oh man, like French is way more complicated. It'd be way more harder to go from English to French. Like, though that being like, English is a little too vague, I find, the more I learn about French. But it's like, I don't know, that's my little rant about, I don't know, it definitely has given me perspective of like, what it's like to be a person that, well, here's the thing, like, I've had tons of people be like, oh my god, learn better French, like, this is pathetic, like, you should know better by now. And it's just like, I've never shit on anyone when I was living in Winnipeg for not knowing English, like, or I'd help them. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is pathetic. Like, and you know what, I'm going to point out, it's always an overweight person, always 100% an overweight person that shits on me for sucking at French, even though I try every day. It's kind of like, like if I went to the gym and started calling and telling like an overweight guy that's on the treadmill that he needs to work out. He clearly needs to work out. You would think I'm a fucking idiot, right? And there's times I'll be speaking French to someone and they'll like shit on me for not being good at French and tell me I need to learn French. It's like, well, I'm in the process of learning French right now, you fucking idiot. Me trying and struggling and talking to you is me learning French. So I find the logic in Quebec with that stuff is a little off sometimes. I feel like this is a skating rink at night. Yeah, but that's some, not all. Some people are just dinks. Like, no, like I people do see the effort I put in, and they're very nice to me about it. It's still, even if everyone was nice about it, it's still hard to work somewhere where it just. I'll point it out. Like my last film job, it wasn't very physically draining for me because I was a department head, but it was very mentally draining because it's like I'm constantly hearing something that's not my native language, so it drains you quicker. But yeah, I don't know. I do That is true what you said. Like a lot of people, but then like sometimes I wish people would stay in French. But no, I have met like some very rude people that just use it as a way to make me feel dumb, and it just sucks. Like, cause I try. I don't know. I remember I was like talking to someone on YouTube comments on a video, and I was like, yeah, you know, I try half an hour a day. And like Quebec does have a program where they like pay you to take French full time for 3 months. But people are like, why don't you do that? It's like, well, for one, I work in film. I don't know how I'd find the time to do that. And even if I did take all that time off work, I'd have making like $200 or $300 a week. I would not be able to pay my rent and all the bills I have, like car payment and everything, and rent and like, you know, internet, phone, and, you know, and living. Like my rent's like $1,300. You know, I can't live off $200 to $300 a week. So, but you know, I'm doing my best. Even though I'm really tired, I'm doing Duolingo when I can. I'm listening to audiobooks, and I'm trying to just take in more French content. Well, I work in cinema, and being a grip, it's very like I know all the equipment. I understand lighting science. I just finished working on a show that was like fully Quebecois and fully French, and like I do a lot of guesswork just because I know how sets work. I just like the call sheet. I translate by myself every night at home, and I do a little extra homework. I know it gave me a perspective about how like immigrants do really have to work much harder. Like I do feel like an immigrant in my own country, like because I have no friends. I have friends here now, but like I didn't have a lot of friends here when I came here at first. I have no family, no support here. It's me all by myself. I have a lot of really nice neighbors that I'm grateful for. I have good friends here that I'm grateful for. But at the same time, I don't know. It can be hard because you know you just feel dumb sometimes, and you keep trying, and you know like sometimes the people. There has been people that have really crapped on me and really made me feel dumb and told me I'm a fucking moron because I'm not fluent in a year, and like it kind of like knocked me back a little bit. It made me want to give up, and even like I had something recently happen at a party. Like and you know what? Like I lost someone. I'm not gonna pretend I'm this person's best friend, but someone I worked with. His name was Mitchell White. Same job as me back in Winnipeg, and he's a coworker. I haven't seen him in 2 years, but like it's weird because I've worked with him. I've had chats with him in like work vehicles, you know, half an hour at a time, and we weren't best friends. We didn't like hang out, but like it just sucks. And like since I left Winnipeg, 4 coworkers of mine from Winnipeg have died, and you know I lost a friend. One, his name was Derek Headley. You know what? I'll mention all of them. Derek Headley died. A guy named Donnie Haldane died. I worked with him. And a guy named Mark Motosh died. And out of all of them, like it's sad because Mark Motosh, I didn't know him a lot, and I actually only did a couple work shifts with this guy. He was lighting, and on all the stuff he was lighting on, I was like a dolly grip, so I didn't really talk to him a lot. I believe he died of a heart attack and heart issues. And he was in his 40s, he had kids. That's fucking sad. My friend Derek, you know, there's times we talk every day. When I first moved to Montreal, I phoned him every day. We talked every day. When I was back in Winnipeg, we'd hang out. Last time I hung out with him was November of 2020. Or it might have been December of 2020. I remember it was like, I think it was like late November, December, and we went for a walk in the forest. And it's like, that's weird because like, I think like 6 months later he died. Or 8 months after. And, you know, Donnie Haldane was a guy I worked with in transport. And he Sorry if this is sad for everyone. No, and like I remember he was very kind to me. I would do unit moves, like when the truckers come in, wrap cable and move the set, like move all the trucks. And he was a guy who's always very nice and kind to me. And out of all like the grumpy transport guys, he'd be one of the kinder ones and help me and be calm. And he was very good at helping new people. And yeah. People walking around in there. Are you allowed to walk around in there? I don't know, and it's just sad. Oh, and I was at this party, and I just wanted to once, like, fucking relax, just talk to people, get to know some of my coworkers, and it's just like, I don't think this chick meant anything by it, but it's just like, it said something like, clearly you're not trying hard enough, or you're not trying enough, you've been here a while. It's just like, you know what, like, I do, even though I'm tired every day, to the point where I can barely stay awake when I get home, I sneak in a little bit of Duolingo. I do a little bit of Duolingo at lunch. I do bits and pieces every day. And I try my best. I try my best to understand, and I ask people questions. And I constantly try and speak French even though I fail. And people laugh at my accent or mispronunciation and the miscommunication. And it's just like, sometimes you don't want to hear the same thing every 3 days, and like being told you're not trying hard enough when you're trying your very best. So, no, it was a nice little break to come back to English world. Nelly B, how you doing? I don't know if are you allowed to walk in there? Water seems kind of dirty, but I don't think I'd walk around in there, but to each their own, I guess. Like, damn, it's pretty hard to... Yeah. I forget, where are you from again? Like, I need your exact address right now. Joking. Oh, no, I do, but like, I don't know, it's like I'm around this like threshold of like, I don't know, I feel like I know a lot, and I try and I struggle, but like, honestly, most of the time, they'd rather switch to English, because it's like, I guess they hate hearing someone butcher their language, and I try to talk, and then I find people always switch to English, and I don't know, it's like, it can give you a bit of a headache sometimes, too, like, but I try a little bit every day. And I more so really just want the understanding more. But I try every day. I've had girlfriends too. Actually, not to like poo-poo on my other girlfriends, but my most recent girlfriend, shout out to her, has been the best for like helping me learn, I think. But yeah, I don't know. It's like most people I know, they say around 4 years. That's when they get fluent, and I'm at like year 1.5. And like I have bursts of like trying really hard, doing a lot, and then it's like sometimes your brain just needs a break, and so you do like 15 minutes a day. And I don't know, maybe I don't try as hard as I should have. I don't know. I don't know. And something weird happened to me in Montreal like a couple weeks ago. Like this chick dropped $20 and I was waving at her and she was wearing headphones, and I guess she was like, oh my god, this guy's trying to flirt with me. And I was like, no, like, and I was like pointing, I was like waving my hands, like trying to convince her that, I don't know why I put this much effort. And then I was like trying to convince, and then she like, I like went to tap her on the shoulder being like, hey miss, like you dropped something. And she's like, ah, because I touched her, I guess, and like I was tapping her on the shoulder. And I don't know, maybe dudes are weird downtown or something, but I was just trying to be nice and tell her that she dropped $20. But is what it is. But yeah. Okay, so I guess you are allowed to walk around in there, but like, okay, so those kids are walking around in there. Hey, are you allowed to walk in there, or?
Yeah, I think we will walk in there.
Okay,
You
cool.
wanna walk?
Kind of, but I don't want my feet to get wet, you know?
Yeah, you just
I
get
just, I just have to be Jesus and walk on the, you know. How are you guys?
fine. People will walk in there.
Yeah. Are you guys from? Okay, great. If I cut my feet and I get an infection, I'm suing you. Are you guys from here? I have no idea where that is. I'm from Winnipeg, so I don't know these big city words you guys are talking about. Okay, cool. It's pretty cold. Pretty cold. Okay, so yeah, now I'm walking around in here. Oh look, I lost. Maybe I'm being a little too negative today. Make sure to like. Yeah, thanks Melly for being here. A lot of cool stuff going on. Yeah, so thanks for those. I'm not done yet. I'm still gonna walk around, but I have to let my feet dry because I was silly. Well, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Cinematic. Yeah. Cinematic. But no, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm in a bit of a slump right now. If I'm being honest with you. Watching some Captain Sinbad recently, and I watched a video about going for a run every day, gets you out of a slump, which I'm going to try to do that, because, and I went for a good run today, went for my first mile run in like a very long time, and I damn near threw up everywhere, but I was like, no, you know what, I haven't done a mile run in a very long time. I think it's like 4 years I haven't done, and because I'd always like try in the last couple of years, and I'd give up. And then like, no, it felt good. And it's just like, from his video, it's like there's a lot of benefits of like, it helps your memory. And I feel like my memory's just shit recently, and it's probably from just, you know, pumping away on, or just like sitting and scrolling on my phone. And, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks recently, but I haven't, like sat and read a book. I did last month. I finished 2 books last month, but it took every ounce of energy to just sit there and read. And I find like if I bring my phone with me and I tell myself I'm gonna not be on it, I end up being on it. So, yeah, no, but like I find there was all this like added benefits. Like it helps with your memory, it helps with your concentration, gives you runner high, and then it like helps. Like obviously there's benefits like you lose weight. And I don't know, I just feel like times in my life when I was running every day, I just had way more energy. And yeah, I don't know. And then maybe being like exposed to COVID like everyone else has been, I feel like that probably took some energy out of me. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, my feet are wet. But I guess I can dry them off. I'm gonna walk around here a bit. My feet dry. Yeah, so I did that. That's what I did. I'm gonna try. Like, to be honest, I'm doing. I need to do more. So I did promise myself. I make a New Year's resolution to not drink. And I think only 7 of you are gonna see this. There are only 7 people watching. Because like I don't think anyone's gonna rewatch this stream up until here. But if they do, then they know. But I did have the goal of not drinking all year, and I went through a lot of different events. I didn't drink. Like, I just turned down drinking all the time, and I just stuck to it. And I made it to about May, like late May. And like this year, I went through a breakup. It was very hard. I went to the convoy, and like that seemed like an amazing time to drink. Like, everyone's partying in the street. That seemed like an amazing time to crack a beer with some hippies around a campfire. But no, I just stuck to it, and then like it was something stupid like I had a cold, and I know that like white wine always helps me get off of a cold. So I had a glass quit, and then like it's like just like that. It's just like, and then the next day I had 2, and then it's like every night I was having a glass or 2, and then it's like, then I'd go to the bar with coworkers and we would drink, and then like, then there was just every excuse to keep drinking, and then, oh, it relaxes me, I'm working so hard, and that's the thing, it was like, a lot of people in film and in cinema doing what I do, being lighting or, grip, like, a lot of us are alcoholics because it's like you're so tired when you get home, nothing else to do, you just want to feel good, and it's addicting, that feeling. So, like, it's scary because like a lot of people I work with, and I see how it affects them, and a couple of people around me or from back home in Winnipeg, I've known it's not done great things in their life, and even in a minor way, it's like the amount of calories you're taking in, and like every night you're putting a little bit of alcohol, and then it's like that's kind of numbing your brain a bit, and like, and all the times you overdo it and you drink way too much, it's like I must be killing brain cells, and so it's slowly making you dumber and less motivated. And it's like, December 2020, I was extremely productive because I didn't have to go to work, so I didn't really need to use my phone for GPS, and like that was kind of vacation time for me, and I locked my phone in the drawer for like weeks at a time, and I got a flip phone so that if I ever had an emergency and I was out, I could still call 911. Because I think that's like a big, like, we don't know how to leave our phones at home, because it's like, oh my god, what if this happens, then I need my phone. So I bought a flip phone just so I couldn't like text and I couldn't go on social media. And then even like after I didn't go on social media, but like I would literally sit on my iPad for 4 hours and do Duolingo, or I'd play chess, and or I'd just read, and it's like, or I would go for walks, and I felt extremely happy. I felt extremely happy, like just not being on my phone, and then like after doing it for a week, it's like I felt like I had all my focus back, and I felt brilliant, and I felt like it's just like, and then it's like if you end up doing nothing all day, it's like it kind of compounds, you know what I mean? Like 5 days in a row doing nothing, then you feel like a bag of shit, and it's like you almost like tell yourself you're not productive. Wow, if you like, let's say you just do like 4 things a day, that's 20 things a week. I had to think for a moment. Sorry, I'm really tired. But that's 20 things a week. While like, if you just sit and scroll and like scroll on, like, I don't know, I find the thing about YouTube I don't like right now is I have an iPhone and I can't take stories off, and stories keep popping up. And I find YouTube has like the answers to most life questions on there. There's entertainment, and like you need something fixed, you Google YouTube. You want to deal with your anger issues, you search, not Google. You search on YouTube. You want to anger issues, you want to be more calm, you want to learn yoga, you want to watch self-help, you want to do anything, it's YouTube. But it's like these stories, and all of a sudden it's breaking up your attention, and next thing you know, like you're lying in bed for half an hour, and then you're like, oh, okay, another 10 minutes, let's just do another 10 minutes. So you do, and the next thing you're like, oh, might as well round it up to an hour, and then it's like, and then you like do the dishes for 5 minutes, and then you go back to doing stories, and it's like, next thing you know, you just burnt up 3 hours. That's 3 hours you could have been relaxing, you know? And resting and becoming, and like helping yourself be more focused. So I think when you actually let go and relax and you become more focused when it's time to actually do something, but just sitting and scrolling, that's not letting your brain relax. So then when it's time to do something, you've like used up a lot of mental focus already. And plus it's just like dopamine hit, and then it's like, you're getting all this dopamine from that, so it's like, why do anything that's actually hard? And then, so like when you're doing that, plus just smoking pot all the time and drinking, it's like you have weeks where you do nothing, and it makes you feel shitty. And it's like all those, I've had weeks like that, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I want to say addictions, but I've struggled with drinking too much in these last 2 years in the pandemic. I've struggled with smoking too much pot, and you know, like, goddamn it, I had a period where I was having a porn addiction, watching way too much porn all the time, and I'm admitting that because, like, I know most guys struggle with this, and no one admits it. It's very hard to admit it. It's like most guys I know, in secret, they will tell you they have a porn addiction, and it's like so accessible. And I haven't watched porn for like 3 months, and I find it's like I look at some of the problems I've had in other relationships, and it's like you just don't appreciate the person as much. And it's like, you know, like if you just had each other instead of what's on the internet, who's in your DM, who's in your DMs, what's this like weird image you can search up, and it's just like porn's evolved way too much too. Like it's like before you have to go to the store and buy a magazine or buy a VHS, and it's like, you know, it's kind of embarrassing. It's a bit of a thing to go there, and then even if it's just a magazine, it's just like image. And like back in the day, Playboy wasn't that hardcore. It was photos of naked women. It wasn't like radical sexual acts. And or if you wanted, and then after that it was VHS, and so you had to go, you had to buy, wear that weird trench coat and sunglasses so no one knew who you were, and you had to fast forward to the good parts. You had to watch the whole thing, and then after that it was dial-up. I'm like, fuck, that sucked. It takes like 40 minutes to download a 2-minute video. It's like, my God, and you end up not even liking it. But now you can just scroll and skip and the more hardcore stuff, and then it's like now there's like compilations of like the most hardcore parts of hardcore porn. So it's just like it's getting worse and worse and worse, and it's like, you know, and you look at what's like popular on there. It's like Stepsister, it's like cut stuff, like it gets more and more extreme every year. And it's like, when does it end? And it's just like, if you're into that, and it's like, I bet you people that are into that, it's like they have a hard time enjoying actual sex. And it's like, you know, I grew up in a time without social media, and it came in to my life heavy when I was in early high school. And I feel really bad for kids that have grown up with nothing but social media because they don't know how good life is. It's like, I think I was the very last era of like, you know, being in a small town and everyone rides their bikes around together and everyone goes to a friend's house. And, you know, as much as people shit on video games, something about the way video games used to be, where you would like sit and play games together. Like, you know, you would have 4 controllers, you bring your controller over, and you play with 4 friends in front of the screen. And now it's like, if 4 people want to play, they all have to go home. There was one time my cousin was at my place, and we wanted to play a game, and he had to drive half an hour back home to play it. And it's, of course, we stopped hanging out. It's just like, you don't, like, everything is more separate and less personable. I like playing the Switch. That probably makes me a simp or a cuck or whatever. But I really, you know, I was hanging out with someone and we bought a Switch together, and it's like the games are like 15 minutes at a time. I find, and I got back into playing video games a bit because I was switching into French, and there's a way to learn French. And I find Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto, man, it's so addicting. It's like that immersive world, and it's just like, it's insane, and it's like, it's very, very addicting. And I could play for 8 hours at a time. And so it's like, you know, when I have a lot of time off work, maybe there's a lot of things to be doing, like working on my YouTube channel, reading, exercising, or just relaxing and stretching and enjoying time with people. But yeah, when you're just sitting playing, and honestly, if I were to sit and play 8 hours a day of video games, I still think that's better than scrolling on your social. Because then it's like, okay, well, at least I got something out of my system. At least I did some problem solving. At least I did something that was hard. Yeah, a lot of dopamine overload, but it's just like, oh, I'm very tired. I think my teeth are getting better, so like, working on whitening my teeth a little more, trying a little bit more every day. Sorry, this has been one big ramble. But my feet are dry now, by the way. Thanks y'all for listening, by the way. Going on a little bit of a rant. Not a rant, but it's just catching y'all up. For those who can. So yeah, I don't know. I guess like I want to take my YouTube channel in a way of more self-help and breaking down self-help books that I read and reviewing. I don't know, that's lame. Like I really enjoy channels like Captain Sinbad and Better Ideas. I really like. It's funny because Captain Sinbad lives in Minneapolis, which is like the American equivalent of Winnipeg. They're actually 4 hours from each other. I really want to meet that guy one day. Like, because he does like a lot of comedy and he did stand-up comedy. And I'm not trying to idolize this guy or anything, but it's like he's working on his pilot's license, and I was working on my pilot's license. We both work in cinema in different capacities. And he makes his, oh no, what's happening? He makes really cinematic YouTube videos. Plus he does comedy. He does like Jordan Peterson impressions. Just a sec, I'm gonna fix my gimbal. It's pretty, eh? Sorry, I just kind of sat and chilled by the pool because, you know, tired of it. Thanks, Melly. Sorry, not the most exciting live stream. But, no, I appreciate everyone that's been here. If you guys, like, have any suggestions for what videos you want to see, please don't hesitate to share them. Yeah, like I definitely, there's an email. Feel free to comment on any video of mine and say what you want to see more of. Also, feel free to, email me. Like my email is in there. It's macknzj, like macknzj video@gmail.com, and you can email me suggestions for what you want, stuff you want me to see, and yeah. Sorry, I mostly just sat around the pool. You're sick. It's funny, people in real life are texting me. God damn it, woman, I'm trying to stream, leave me alone. I guess shout out to my girlfriend, Joannie. Funny story, when we met, I assumed she didn't really like me very much, because I felt a little bullied by her, to be honest. But, no, I feel very lucky to have her in my life. I really hope she's not watching at this point, because I don't want her to know these things, but I'll tell all you guys, I really do feel lucky to have her. I think we found each other at difficult points in our lives, and we've been really helping each other out, and I really appreciate her. And I appreciate my friend Shar and her family that's around her, and I appreciate my mom, and I don't appreciate you, Lloyd. You're a fucking asshole. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So no, I super appreciate Joanne. I appreciate you. Je t'aime beaucoup. Even though you say adding beaucoup makes it less, which it doesn't. That makes 0 sense. Anyways, yeah, there's that. And two power français. What is that? What language is that? Oh shit, that's cool.
You're not Russian? I'm not Russian.
Like, it's even if you were, I wouldn't care. Like,
He's Russian.
it's
You're
cool.
Ukrainian.
Oh no, it's cool. Hey, my grandparents came from there. Look at that. My grandparents came from there.
From what?
Ukraine. Yeah. No, my grandparents. Like, it's okay. Like, I wouldn't say I'm Ukraine, but I got him a little bit. No, no. Like, my parents were born here, so I speak French and English. Sorry.
Probably this place only for Ukrainians. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm like a
No,
quarter
no.
here.
I mean you're Ukrainian, so you.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's segregate. God damn it. Yeah, are you guys living here now, or
Yeah, we immigrated here, kind of.
like recently? Cause of the...
Yeah, I moved here like 2 weeks ago from the United States, but I'm living in Ukraine.
Oh shit, that's cool. Oh shit. No, I knew a guy from Belarus who moved to Vancouver, and then he's from here now.
Shop the prizes.
Yeah. That's cool.
She's having a nice time.
Yeah. A little bit rough. What about the guy at the end? Sorry, I am live streaming, just so you guys know. So, the guy at the end, are you from Russia too, or? Cool. Man, that's so interesting. I'm from Winnipeg, and there's not a whole lot of immigrants there. So, like, it's a little bit, I live in Montreal now, but, like, man, the East Coast here, I don't know if you've been to the rest of Canada or North America. The West Coast is so spread out, but, like, the East Coast, you're, like, 5 hours from New York, 5 hours from Toronto, and, like, all this stuff is close. Like, Detroit is close. And, like, in Winnipeg, 4 hours from Winnipeg is, like, the middle of the field.
You know,
Like,
the problem, like, phone and news and Winnipeg
yeah.
is, like, about this Indian family.
Sorry?
Indian family that, like, froze to death during the winter, last winter. You remember?
No, I don't.
So there's,
Like,
families that
Indian, like, because Indian's a slang for indigenous, but then there's also...
No, like Indian from India.
Okay, yeah. No, it is,
So they kind of came to Canada
yeah,
and they wanted, like, to cross the border to the United States
yeah,
during the winter
yeah.
in Winnipeg.
And you know these people, or?
No. I saw it on the news 2 months ago.
No, I didn't see
It's
that.
a kind of like family of 7 people.
No, like, it's, weirdly, Winnipeg is, like, Winnipeg and Minneapolis are weirdly extremely cold.
Yeah.
Like, because there's, like, a weird north wind, and then the lakes get really cold. How do you guys all know each other? Just, like, a Ukrainian chat group or something? Or?
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, cool, shit. How long have you been here?
4 years.
Yeah. Do you guys have beef because your country's invading their country, or no?
Not really like.
No. You guys North America now.
No, I mean, I hate Russia in a lot of ways because my father kind of died consequences of this war.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He was from Ukraine.
Yeah. I don't think too many countries really like their leaders anymore.
Of course.
Like,
Like,
I mean, a lot of people here don't like our prime minister.
he's.
I mean, a little less intense than...
I mean, he wants to be like his father. At some point, you know?
I don't like how recently he froze people's bank accounts that he disagreed with.
Why do you think so?
Because they were protesters, and I think I didn't like... I agreed somewhat with the protests, and I thought some people in the protests were not the best. But instead of... most protests, he talks to them. He refused to talk to them. And he just froze their bank accounts and said, fuck off. And he froze. And if you donated to that cause, he froze. If you donate $10 to the convoy...
Like the BBC.
No, so do you know about the convoy in Ottawa?
Yeah.
So if you donated $10 to that, your bank account would have been frozen for a
Well,
month.
I heard about it. I was like on the side of convoy
Yeah.
at some point, but like, no, I didn't donate anything, so I
No, but like what I'm saying is, Edward Snowden said this. He said, what Justin Trudeau did, if Putin would have done that, he would have been condemned. And I find Justin Trudeau does a lot of bad things, but he gets away with it because he's cute.
No, the problem Putin would have put these people in prison instead of
Yeah, a little more intense.
instead of frozen bank accounts.
But it's just because Putin would have done worse doesn't mean it's good. It's just like we are North America. We're supposed to be the most free place in the
I don't know
world.
why it's frozen. It's reasonable.
Yeah,
Like I understand it. Well, it's your choice of
to donate to what? Like
donate of like whatever you want.
they were non-violent. They weren't caused, but then they were making it seem like they were being violent. It's like, yeah. So I like how when he went to the European Union, they called him out. Like Germany called him out, England called him out. They're like, dude, like you can't even speak about human rights. Like I know people that were soldiers and fought for Canada, and like cops beat the shit out of them.
Look, you know, it's almost the same as I came here in 2017.
Yeah.
It's the same right now, just more inflation and prices went up.
Yeah.
The rent is still the same. It's even upper.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
more
even-
inflate. Like
It's more
there's this
inflated.
weird carbon tax. I don't know. Like
It's not only a carbon tax, it's a gas prices as well.
yeah, but
like-
the gas that adds to it because like if you're a farmer, then all of a sudden you're paying I'm not 100% sure if farmers pay that tax, but everything pays a carbon tax now.
Well,
so
carbon-
then everything goes up in price.
Well, to be honest, carbon tax is insane. At the same time, it's like
I politely
psycholo-
disagree,
it's-
but
at some point, it's like psychologically trying to convince like it's production people,
Yeah.
like the production owners,
yeah,
to use filters,
yeah,
carbon tax stuff, like environmental, more environmental.
yeah.
So it kind of, well, I agree at this point. At carbon tax, I agree, but like those other stuff right now.
Well, there's no political issue that I'm cut and dry on. Like maybe I'm too much of a centrist because like I feel very in the middle on some things. Like any issue you could bring up, I'm like, well, this side has some points, that side has some points. I see why people, something. It was Joe Rogan that he said like most people think that they are saving the world, and everyone thinks what they're saying is good and what they're doing is good. So think about it this way: people that are pro-gun or anti-gun want a safer world. They just have a very different opinion on what's more safe. No one's like wants evil to be done. They think in their mind what they're doing is good. So I think people have a lot more in common than when they think. But it's like but the shit we watch all day, media, it's like it's really like it'll point out what's different.
It's like it's more about the
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, people were attacking Russians here, and people were going after, like, Russian restaurants in the States. It's like, yeah.
Ontario?
Sorry?
In Ontario?
Not so much, but I kept seeing, like, news. So maybe it's fake because it was on the news, but I kept seeing things of, like, graffiti of Russian restaurants and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck did they do? They're
Maybe
here.
it's like a Russian embassy, but it's like
No, like, Russian restaurants were attacked. Like, if you look it up, they definitely were. And
it's probably like whatever restaurants are connected directly, so it doesn't make because this.
yeah, but how is a restaurant here connected to Russia directly?
Well,
And also, I don't think the restaurant like Starbucks pulling out. There's restaurants that pulled out of Russia.
like franchises, like Starbucks,
Yeah.
McDonald's.
It's like why punish the Russian people because the leader does something? That's something I thought was weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like why punish the Americans for something Biden does? You know. This is a weird opinion. I'm just signing off my thing.
There is a bar called Pravda. It's like a Russian bar. It's